Hi there. Today we're going to look at a early access game called Planet Explorers. I was surprised I picked it up on the Steam flash sale and was really surprised how great it actually is, even considering how early it is. It's been in development for more than a year, but so far it's pretty good. There's both a multiplayer and a single player, and there's a sort of open world, sort of a build style only mode as well. Excuse me, that's my chair. Anyway, let's take a look. Um, One of the things, it's called adventure. That's basically you don't have any missions or goals, you just build. One of the things that really separates this game from, a lot of other open world games is they have that thing where you are able to design your own equipment, and your designs impact how your game will develop. Let's not create a new character. Let's load one of my save games so you can see how it is. Let's see. Pick that one. Yep. It's an open world exploration game, although the story mode is a fixed open world, but I'm not sure, so don't quote me. I think the adventure mode is generated. So, in this game, I'm a good way through the main gameplay and missions. And I've set up a colony, as you can see, and I got people here working. But one of the things I want to show you, of course, we have the basic open world, and it's easy to see that it is a Unity game. Luckily, these guys have included this thing, lock cursor in screen. This is the first Unity game I've seen that have this, and it is amazing. It's really a lifesaver, because usually in Unity, when you full screen, your mouse is able to move to other monitors. With this enabled, they don't. It's amazing. Gotta love that. Just alone for that thing, buy this game. Okay. They got great music. Yeah, enough said. It's beautiful. They got a great soundtrack for this game. Uh, but what I want to show you is, of course, you have your combat, you have your ranged weapons, and it's all this sort of third person view. Let's just speed up. But one of the things that really makes this game great is the ability to design things yourself. So, for example, when you start out, you don't really have any weapons or anything. You just have yourself and a knife. But then you can click create up here, you can click equipment and the sword. You can click parts of wood hills. There we go. And now we have the basics of a sword, and it even has some statistics. I don't have any wood hills. Why don't we make one first? Don't save this. There's an extensive crafting system. Use this thing down here called a replicator, where you can craft a lot of things. You learn along the way. To begin with, you can't really craft anything, but you learn it. So let's see, a hilt. Apparently I can make copper hilts, so why don't we just make one of those? That's fine. Now with this hilt, I'm going to show you how to make a sword. So creation system, create equipment, sword. I know it's already on sword. I just want to show you. Sword, there we go. I'm going to select my copper hilt. I'm going to place it. Go. And just update. You can see the specific stats for this weapon over here. You can see the requirements is 1 copper hilt. Well, that's what we have in there. You can see its weight. It's going to weigh 515 grams. Its volume and its sell price. So you can make something and sell it to the vendors. Errors. It will show you what you're missing here. No voxels. Well, let's design our sword. So let's move up the bottom along the y-axis. So we got this. So we're going to build on top of this now. So let's make a gold sword. Why not? So I'm going to use the mirror function and see this way. There we go. So anything I will do here, it's going to mirror on the other side. So let's just make the blade width. So we're going to make it sort of a JRPG style sword. So it's going to be very wide, not so thick. And it's going to be very large. Something like that. There we go. Let's focus on the top. There we go. And let's just try to sort of get it a bit inwards so we get a pointy end. Or at least try to. There we go. And of course, the materials you use has a influx on how much damage the sword will actually do. Let's also add this side now. So we're going to mirror on all 4 sides. Let's give it a bit of thickness. There we go. A very large gold sword. Okay, let's update the stats over here. Now you can see it's going to require 79 gold blocks. Luckily, I have 131, so that's no problem. But the weight is going to be 757 kilograms. Its attack, it's going to be 197. And actually, if you just keep building on these things, let's add the mirror again. These two. So let's add some detail to this. Yep, that's my cat. Please be quiet while I'm recording. There we go. There we go. And we added some iron to the entire thing. And let's update again. You can see the cost increased with 7 iron now. And the attack is now 204. That's a lot, in case you're wondering. And if you're not happy with the colors, you can even click the paint over here. And you can see you can't paint the parts that you create, sort of the hilt. And you'll also notice later when you're designing vehicles, you can't color the important parts. That's fine. But we're going to enable the mirror again. And we're going to select just black, pure black. And we're going to do the brush. And let's see. Radius, very large. So just sort of this weird look here. Maybe get some red. And maybe something like that. There we go. That's a crazy ass looking sword. Then we have decals. It's not really something you want to put on the sword, but let's do it just for the fun. So, there we go. Effects, not something in game yet, but I could imagine some pretty cool effects adding to a sword swing or something, sort of a beam of light or something like that, or just smoke or a flame sword, if you can imagine that. Then we have something called ISOs down here. That's where you save your equipment, but you have to do it down here to the right. Click the disc, name the sword, buffering my ass off, sword 1.0. The author is me. You don't really have to worry about all this. It's saved locally on your computer. However, you can upload it to a database, and if you're playing multiplayer, you will upload it to the server. So let's add a background to this image. This is going to be the image in your inventory. And let's click save. Success. Now that it is saved, we can actually make it if we have the resources. Well, we do. So let's click the very bottom right there. Are you sure? Yes, export. Enjoy. Thank you. So let's get back out into the game. And hit equipment. There we go. You can see that is the image. And that is the sword. Homemade. Doing a lot of damage. And you can see the sword I'm using right now is a diamond sword. That's not made by me. It's something I bought off a NPC. It actually only does 195 damage. So, my new sword, my homemade sword, is a lot better. But, whoa, woo. It doesn't look as good. But it's actually so good, I'm just think I'm going to use it. Yeah, I might change the colors later, etc. Oh, it's getting dark, so let's get the bed out. It's just like Minecraft. You sleep your day away, so it's 8 p.m. So let's just give it 12 hours. You can see it's not going to sap into the next, and there we go. We got attacked. I now have 2 minutes and 20 seconds to prepare for a attack on my colony. And to begin with, myself and people on the forums all were like, how are we going to build the colony? Well, you will learn, it's part of the story that you learn to build the colony. So just play the story and you'll get to it. It's pretty far into the game before you actually start it. But once you start it, you're going to hate it. I hate this one because I'm getting attacked constantly. And I have a lot of soldiers, so a lot of my NPCs are assigned as soldiers. But that really don't help. All that helps are these turrets. You can see there's one there, there's one there, there's the laser turret. That's a particle cannon up there. Laser turret, laser turret, laser turret, missile turret. Oh, I think I got some gun turrets in the front. Yeah, up there I got 2 gun turrets. There we go. So, this will happen all the time. So, a lot of turrets. And what really annoys me with this, even though I'm able to kill off the attacks fairly easy, my base is going to take a lot of damage. And when it takes damage, it's going to need repair. As you can see, it has a durability, and each thing you add to your base has a durability. some things like the power plant, I can't repair them. Nothing happens. I can add fuel because apparently the people working here are unable to add fuel on their own, but you don't have to be here to do that. You can do it remotely, but still annoying. Most of the machines you can actually repair. Let's see, anyone damaged? No. This one, no. So when it goes, you just build a new one. That's kind of silly. The same with the farm. Oh, there we go. And there are two things that will attack you. One thing is wildlife, and the other thing is there is a native tribe, and I wouldn't really call them a tribe, but they live in tents out in the jungle. But they have machine guns and pistols, so pretty strange people living here. Yeah. Turret's looking good. They're firing away. Sometimes you'll get a huge flying. Well, let's just call it a dragon because it really looks like a dragon. And they will also attack you, and they might actually get through all the way to your base because first of all they're flying, and second of all they're very, very strong, unlike these mobs. And you could, now that the mobs are dead, you can see the bodies are laying out here, run out to them, right click them, and collect the meat, because in this game meat is the currency. And I didn't actually make any entrances to my base, but luckily I sort of can jump over the wall right here. Oh, there we go. That guy might be an alien. Oh, just dead animals. Well, they're dead now anyway, so. And all these things in the base, they are powered by the power plants, which you can't repair. So you have to build new all the time. Kind of silly. This is my helipad. This is also where I stood creating my sword, and this is where I create many things. Let's get back to sleeping. So, it's now 10 p.m., so let's just sleep 12 hours. You can see you can't skip forward in time. It's just going to speed up, and your followers are just going to stand around idling like that. But what I want to show you now is vehicle creation. That's my favorite part of this game. Let's get down on the beach. I'm not worried about height because I have this. Whee! So, I got a few vehicles, of course. First of all, this was my first vehicle. Sort of had the idea of a US military truck, the classic one. And extra seats because you need to carry people around. And it's working great, and you even have a turret. However, when you drive, let's see if we can make it happen. Drive pretty fast. You will take damage to both the vehicle and your players in it. Well, this is pretty flat terrain. No damage this time, typical. But the damage is actually from down here. All of these, whenever they hit ground, your vehicle take damage. So that's kind of silly. So let's put that back in our backpack. So my second vehicle, it's this one. It's looking worse, but it's a lot better. Because I'm far from the ground. Of course, I don't have a turret on this one, but it's pretty fast. So I don't need a turret. You can see down here it says 42 kilometers per hour. I think that's 25 miles per hour or something like that if you are Imperial. So, this is the type of vehicle that works. You can drive this up in the hills and through the mountains. And once you get tired of that, then you start doing things like this. Oops, let's try that again. There's something with the clicking, it's a bit odd sometimes. There we go. That's a helicopter. I'm just going to wait with jumping in because you cannot turn down the sound of the helicopter. Even though it has all these nice audio settings, none of these are working on the helicopter. So it's just full volume all the time. Get in. Use space and left alt to control your altitude. I've added 2 turrets, as you can see down there underneath. And passenger seats on the back. So let's just get this baby up. And you can sort of hover a bit. And just fly up here killing stuff. These vehicles will also take damage, and if you look right under the main propeller, you can see there are some blue things. That's the fuel cells. And you can see down above my hotbar, a red line, a blue line, and they indicate health and energy. So, once you run out of one of them or just want to make sure your vehicle will continue to work without you having to make a new one, you're kind of forced to have a colony, even though it's annoying. And you can see the power plants are red now. It's not been an hour, but stupid game. There we go. Okay. Under the power plant tab, you can just drag your vehicle over and you can see it's going to recharge. This one is already full, so let's put him back. Slowly recharge. And this is also where you can repair. So on the machinery, you have different types of machinery. I have my repair. Does this one have any damage? It has a lot of damage. So there you go. You can see it's going to take 10 minutes to repair this vehicle. And it's going to cost 31 of iron. So, okay, repair it. Yes, please. And the countdown starts. That's fine. A helicopter is full. It could use some repairing as well, but we're not going to right now. Now I want to show you how to build one of these funny vehicles. Again, the creation system down here. Top left, click create. This time we want to create a carrier. You can click create ground vehicles, air vehicles, or boats. Sea vehicles if you want. We're going to create a large ground vehicle. I'm always using the large because the small one, it's like this. And you can go, well, that's fine, I guess. No, because you cannot scale anything. So you saw that funny carrots-looking wheels I was using on the spin vehicle. They actually take up this much space. So, no thanks. Just create carrier vehicle large. Don't save. There we go. You don't even have to use all the place. It's just all the space, sorry. It's just nice to have. And for a vehicle to work, when you click on statistics, you can see what is required for the vehicle to work. You can see it's requiring voxels. That's basically the building blocks you mine. So you can build a vehicle of dirt if you want to go full redneck. You need a cockpit, you need wheels or wheel. I'm not sure if you can build a one-wheel vehicle, but I don't think it's a good idea. Fuel cell and engine. And these are the parts you need. Then you can add the turrets on top and lights. The parts, extra parts such as wheels and engines, you learn the recipes from the NPCs in the world and you can craft them. Let's just remove this. Go. Nothing. Let's see. There we go. That's weapon parts. You can also design shooting weapons. You can see the engine. It requires copper and chipsets, and chipsets requires this, and this requires this. So you get a sort of a intensive crafting system. You also need fuel cells. The fuel cells need this and this and this. It's not so bad once you get enough stuff and you figure out how to mine a lot fast. A lot of people are making motorcycles. That's not my style. I like to fly. So, one of my upcoming videos, I'm sure I'll be showcasing some of my ISOs. That's what they are commonly referred to in this game. ISOs. The map looks like this. You can see there's sort of a square here. That's the current available playable area in story mode. And I must admit, let's check Steam if you can see it right here. 22 hours in total I've played in this game. And most of the game I've spent in the story mode. And I really do enjoy. And I find myself spending way more time using this crafting system and playing with things and trying them out, things I've made on my own, than actually playing the quests. There's one of the quests where you have to create an antenna, and I was a bit dumb, but I love the thing that you are given a base like this, and you then have to use your own blocks to sort of design your antenna and make it work. One of my current quests is build a monorail from our base camp right here up to this one up here. So we get sort of a bullet train traveling back and forth between the two areas. I have to go over or around the mountain. I haven't really decided, even though I've started working on it. This game has a lot of potential, but be warned, as always, this is early access. But for a early access game, I think this is great. This is pretty good. Everything you see here is built because when you start the game, this is actually where you start. You see there's a crashed jet up here, or spacecraft. And the story starts out with something going terribly wrong out in space on a planetary colonization ship. And people are dropping out in these sort of jet-looking things crashing down on the planet. And they're trying to survive in this hostile environment. And then you're going to travel all over the place trying to find other survivors and trading and upgrading and building up your society. Now, the mining system. I'm not really sure I like this system. You can see, of course, you have the tools, the pickaxe, the axe, and the shovel. But there's just something really something missing or something odd about these circles, because he's not going to dig out a circle. So why is there a circle marking, as you can see? And it's, well, now I just made this area flat, and of course I got a lot of wonderful materials. And there we go. I can't really make this flat, and okay, I can't refill it. So if you dig a hole, you're stuck with that hole. But you can build on it. Anywhere, anytime you can build by hitting the B. And you enter this, you can still control your player. You can sort of fill up with blocks, or use various tools to do something. Well, that's one way to fill up a hole, but you can't just put loose dirt back in. Of course, the building system is great. You can design a lot of cool things. I've seen really nice things being built on the forums. Of course, it's still. I know they call it alpha, but doesn't mean anything these days. It's bullshit. They need to work on the environment and how you interact with the terrain. You'll also get, sometimes you will fall through the ground. This base is of course not flat. I did not level the ground before I started. I just built my house into the side and I got pissed. This is sort of a small farm area. This area right here is hollow. And sometimes you will see things fall through the floor. That's annoying. Some of the attackers will destroy your wall, or try to. And you can see I have 2 layers. Before I made it of stone or marble if you want. And then I added this iron layer outside. When I added this iron layer, my turrets fell through the towers even though they are solid. That's no good. That really meant I have to destroy the tower that they stood on, pick up the turret, rebuild the tower, and place the turret again on top. Yeah. Yeah. That's not why this game is great. The crafting system is why this game is great. Craft your own vehicle, flying, sailing, driving, whatever you want, and just have fun with it. There we go. And once you've spent a long time in the game trying to get from one point to another, it's actually pretty far. You see, we're right there right now. So let's go up to this area. That's the other area you use in the beginning. So you can see how far it is. There we go. That's how far it is. Okay, well, we're in a helicopter, so it's kind of cheating. We're going to get out. Just make sure you land softly, because if you do a rough landing, it will take damage, or your passengers may even die sometimes because they take damage from the landing. Let's get our helicopter back. And I'm now going to run back down to our main base with my awesome sword. We need to test it. There's some small dinosaurs. Let's see. Instant death. That's good. We like that. Running. Oh yeah. Almost there. Come on. In the beginning, there's not so many crazy wild animals. It's relatively safe to run around here. However, some of the mobs will be aggressive, and clearly you will find that out. Of course, I want to loot all the animals because, as you know, meat is cash. Oh yeah, there's one thing I forgot to mention. For all the recipes, you of course need different types of Plants, yes, they are different plants. Some are trees, some are plants, some you can just pick up like this. Let's see if I can hit it. There we go. And different recipes need different items, of course. So you could do like in Minecraft, just mine down vertical and start mining out a huge area. It's going to take a lot of time. And to be honest, you're not going to find what you need. You will just find dirt and stone. Of course, if you need dirt and stone, that's fine, and marble as well. Plenty of that in the ground, almost anywhere. There we go, we're back. But let's say we want to find something else. Then we need to open our PDA, hit the scan key up here. You can see we have sort of a wire grid of our area, and we have to select what we are actually looking for. So let's just select copper, hit scan. You can see it says scanning up here. And no, I haven't found a way to turn off all this transparency. It's sad. Okay, there's nothing in range of copper. Let's try iron. Doesn't look like it, because once it finds something, it will sort of grow it slowly. Let's let's pull out the heli. I know where we can go and test the scanner. This might be a bit of a spoiler, so if you don't want to be spoiled, just let's see, down here in the water. Yeah, oh yeah, you can build underwater vehicles now. When you're in your vehicle, you can see down to the bottom there are different types of controls. Now there is one saying underwater, so that's pretty neat. Okay, here we go. So, hit our PDA, and in this area, I maybe want to look for oil. There we go. See this right there? We're going to zoom in. Scrolling. You can see that's you or me. You can see it's not facing the same way as you do in the real world, but this one is forwards, so you can sort of see. Okay, I need to go this way, and right now I should be right above some right there. Ish. There we go. So if I dig straight down, pretty far actually, I should hit some of these and get some oil. And that's how you find minerals. And I would really recommend just building a vehicle. You can build vehicles pretty early in the game. You learn the recipe for the bias items. And another thing to notice, the NPC selling the recipes or the crafting design usually also sells a piece of the component they want to sell you. So if he's selling the designs for the engine, they are usually also selling the engines. And yes, you can scan from this vehicle. If your mouse pointer is gone, just hit F once. PDA, scan, silver maybe. And yes, if you want, you can even drive around while it's scanning. It's not pretty easy. But it's working. It's possible. Clearly, it's possible. I'm just not sure how big an area the scanner is actually scanning. If it's going to right now scan the entire map, or it's only scanning just the vicinity. I don't know. But if you are into open world sandboxes, You should definitely get this. Let's head out back to the main menu. Are you sure you want to? Yeah. And notice I didn't save my progress, but the sword I designed, it's still going to be there. It's not going to be on my character when I load, but it's going to be in the folder called ISOs and under weapons. So with any game I load now, even if I join a multiplayer game, I can find this sword I designed, upload it to the multiplayer server, and then use it there. If I have the materials on that server, of course. That's pretty cool. This is public games, you can see. There's quite a few, but there's not that many players. No land servers. This is one of my own. And you can host. Yeah, it's going to whine each time about the ports you need to open. But it's not going to notice when you have it open. So, yeah, it's fine. And you can see, well, I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's just minimized the entire game. And it's going to load the game back up now. There we go. Now we just got a screenshot for Steam as well. A bit of music. And yeah, I'm not sure. I'm just getting a black screen right now, so we may have crashed it, but that's fine. It's a beta game. Sorry, alpha. It's in development. I don't even care if it's beta or alpha anymore because it's kind of irrelevant. There we go. Let's try to get that image back. Nope. Okay. Let's just quit out then and do this instead. Well, got a lot of screenshots today. Let's just delete them all. There we go. That was Planet Explorers, guys. And if you haven't already, I really urge you to try it out. It's even free, not the latest version, but the previous version of this game is free on their website. Let's see if we can find it. Planet Explorers. There we go. Website coming up right here. And you can see it says pre-order and you can buy it on Steam. You see some things people have built, last patches. There's some missiles. However, click this one. It says download. And you can get a free version of this game. It's not the latest version, and I don't know how long it's going to be free, but you could just download it for free and give it a try. Of course, you can't play with people using the latest version, but you can play with people using this version. There's still a lot of people when you log on. So, give it a go. It's hard to learn, but once you get it, it's actually fun. It's actually very fun. Unfortunately, there's not much help on YouTube right now for this game. It's really hard to find any decent guides and anything. But it's just makes the game better. It's hard to. It's a challenge. It's a good challenge. Get the game. Thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.